It's Arsenio Jam. Coming up, Arsenio welcomes Mike Myers.
Your order has become tiresome. Now I would like to dance.
And Ice-T.
Got my rock sewn arm and don't spot. Last thing I sweat to sucker punk cop.
You know the old cliche? Yeah, sure, I have huge hair and play soft metal, but I really want to direct. I'm Guy Torrey, and this is Arsenio Jams. It's March 1991, and John Bon Jovi has taken over the control booth and directs the Arsenio Hall Show. The only problem is, every time Arsenio calls for a clip, Bon Jovi plays his Blaze of Glory video instead. Look for Mike Myers' explanation of the origins of his Saturday Night Live characters, Dieter and Wayne. And Ice-T, well, he performs New Jack Hustler from the New Jack City soundtrack. And before I send you to the show, bust out your shades, because Arsenio has on one of his trademark brightly colored blazers. Only he can play fluorescent highlighter pink straight.
How you all doing in the booth? Everything cool, Sandy? Or John? Okay, enjoy it, man. Don't mess the Friday night show up, though, John.
I like that.
My first guest has assumed more personalities than Sybil. That's because he plays so many memorable characters on Saturday Night Live. Here are a couple of them. Mike Myers. I know everybody loves Wayne's World, but I'm a big Dieter fanatic, man. It's like, for me, it's like Muhammad Ali, Dieter, you know?
Oh, thank you very much. That's a lot of pressure to put on me, but thank you.
Where did the character come from? If you had to explain to somebody from another planet all about Dieter, how would you explain it?
Well, Dieter's, I'm from Toronto, and Dieter's an art student I met who became a waiter, and he was just very bizarre. And he would sort of like, you know, I would like to take your order now. And then you start into it and you go, your order has become tiresome. Now I would like to dance. And then he'd be like, and then he'd be gone. And it was very weird because I didn't know what to make of him because I thought he just thought everything from North America was bourgeois and boring. Except that he did love things like he would say, you know, it was Shaw, or was it Larry Storch who said? You know, I just absolutely loved all bizarre American.
A Larry Storch reference is always a winner with me.
F-Troop with both crime and magic.
Yes, yes.
You'll watch the show on Saturday, I suppose.
Where did the monkey come from?
The monkey was, he took a textures course, and he was marked on touching, like, styrofoam and rice pudding, and he got very good marks on touching monkeys. Part of his course. And he would always say, like if he was bored, you know, Mike, of Toronto. Sort of the generic adolescent heavy metal suburban experience for me.
What characters have you created for Saturday Night Live that didn't quite hit?
I had sort of like a weird, really obnoxious English guy whose catchphrase was, all right, up my bum. And so it was just like, hey, what's your name? You know, Arsenio. Ah, right, Arsenio, up my bum. And it really made me laugh, but I did it at the read-through table because we have to sort of audition our material before it gets on the air. And they just sort of went, yeah, Troy Wayne, Mike. That's great. You know, so it's kind of humiliating.
Yeah, I don't know a lot about you other than now that you're from Canada and everything. Tell me more about you. Are you married? Or kids?
No, I live in sin, sadly, with my girlfriend Robin, and it's kind of a weird relationship we have because I'm this wasp from Canada, and she's Jewish from Queens, And it's weird. It's kind of like walking into a Woody Allen movie every Thanksgiving.
Yeah.
Because they're all sitting there going, daughter coffee, daughter coffee, daughter coffee. And I'm just going, hi, mayonnaise, please. And her mother looked at me and said, oh, look at you with that Goya Shapunam. A goy, huh? A drinker. You hungry? Go fix yourself a bowl of scotch. And I was immediately made to feel so welcome. No, actually, they're really nice to me. I feel so white bread around them.
Are you on hiatus right now?
Yeah, we got a 2-week break, yeah.
Plan on doing any movies or anything?
Well, I'd like to do movies. You know, there's been some stuff, but I wouldn't want to say I'm in an action-packed adventure coming out of Christmas and it not happen.
Yeah. You're working on some stuff.
Yeah, I'm working on stuff here and there.
Yeah. Well, I love your stuff on the show.
Oh, thanks a lot.
And continued success.
Oh, thank you.
Mike Myers!
New on VH1, electrifying performances. From the show that broke the hottest acts. Arsenio Jams on VH1. The best music and interviews from the Arsenio Hall Show. This week, Madonna, Will Smith, Michael Jackson, and many more. Arsenio Jams, back-to-back half hours, weeknights at 7 and 11, only on VH1.
Give a little bit of your love to me. There's so much that we need to share. So send a smile and show you care. Come on, give a little bit. Give a little bit of my love to you.
You grew up with them in the 80s.
I got all three of you guys. For the rest of your natural-born lives, you're mine.
I confused.
Shut your hole, Wang Chung.
You couldn't escape them in the 90s.
You better bring it. It's already been barraged.
On December 14th, be there for their final act.
I'm okay.
Not another teen movie. Rated R. Open December 14th.
It's the gift of a grandchild's laugh. It's the gift of a sister's advice. It's the holiday gift they'll really love. Time together. Thanks to Verizon Wireless.
Now get 3,500 total monthly minutes for just $35 monthly access on select digital plans. So you can call anyone, anywhere in the U.S. and talk all you want with nationwide long distance included. And get a free Ericsson phone with activation after mail-in rebate.
So give your loved ones the gift they really want. You. Verizon Wireless. Join in.
A few years ago, we started a show to help men feel unashamed of being themselves.
The Man Show was born to fight for our right to behave like men.
We said it's okay to watch the game and have a beer.
It's okay to stare at hot chicks.
You can live off baby back ribs.
Men are finally standing up for themselves.
We will be heard.
My name is Adam Carolla, and I am a man.
My name is Jimmy Kimmel, and I too am a man.
The Man Show. New episode starts Sunday, December 2nd at 10. Only on Comedy Central.
New locations, new characters, new interactions. Brace yourself. The Sims are dating. Rated T for teen.
True color doesn't fade. That's why I use Superior Preference by L'Oreal. Preference gel bonds faithfully with my hair, so my color won't fade out. With 6 weeks of deep conditioning, my hair won't dry out. Superior Preference by L'Oreal Paris. This color was made to last.
Behold the legendary Lord of the Rings. Behold Gandalf, the wizard. Behold Frodo, the hobbit. And now they're not just to behold, they're to be held. Now at Burger King, when you behold and buy a Whopper value meal, even when you hold the pickles, get a magical Lord of the Rings light-up glass goblet, just $1.99 each. Collect all four, and behold Strider, the Ranger, and Arwen, the Elf. They're all yours to have and to hold. The adventure begins here.
Y'all, making a play card shouldn't be this painful. Push! Push!
Right down the center. Dial 1-800-CALLATT. Dial 1-800-CALL-ATT for collect calls. You can save big bucks on every call.
Who is he?
Yahoo! Spell cat. C.
Whoa, shouldn't you be studying for your spelling test?
Uh-huh.
A. R.
Well, then put the toys down.
Spell caterpillar.
And go study.
Hit it and let's...
Whoa! Toys down? Put the toys down.
Studying will never be the same.
Now go study.
Now it's fun. With Turbo Twist Spelling and the never-ending Mind Station from Leapfrog, you can download your weekly spelling list and play games while you prepare for quizzes. Leapfrog. Learn something new every day.
My next guest has made a name for himself as one of the most explosive rappers in the business. Now making a name for himself as an actor in a film called New Jack City. Please give it up for Ice-T.
I'm back again.
Yeah. Good to see you, though. Good to see you. This wasn't your first movie.
Well, I started out in those other movies. I was back in the days breaking movies and stuff like that. But I was just in the back kind of moving my lips. It's my first time ever really acting.
Have you studied? Prepared for this movie?
It's not really hard to do. You know what I'm saying? I mean, if you got a good cast and the script is kind of good, you know, it's easy to me. You know, I would just do this stuff and do like incredible. I was like, man, this is easy. You know, I think the hardest thing about acting is getting into a movie. You know?
You mean getting into what, the time it takes?
No, just getting a movie. Somebody to say, yo, Arsenio, I want you to be in a movie.
Part.
Yeah, that's the hardest part about acting.
Yeah.
But, I mean...
Did you audition? You read for it?
I kind of read. They told me that the part was written for me, but then I think they said that to try to get me for less money. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I was like, okay, cool. You know, and I went in and I went through the motions and stuff. But once I got over the fear, I was scared. And once I got over the fear, it was kind of easy.
You've been through tougher stuff than that in your life. It's amazing that would scare you.
Well, I think everybody sits at home and looks at TV and says, man, I could do that. You know, I can act. But then when somebody gives you a call and says, we want you to do a movie, it's like, okay, cool, I got a little part. They're like, nah, you're going to be the star. Huh? You know, the star. That means all the lines, yeah. And I was, like, scared. I was terrified. Plus, they wanted me to play the police in the movie. I'm playing the police. Imagine that, you know?
Let's get on to that subject for a minute, because you and I were talking one time, and you don't try to hide this. You aren't real fond of law enforcement officers.
I hate the police.
Yeah, that's the kind of what I was trying to say.
Yeah. So, I mean, everybody knows I hate the police. I think now that this little incident showed up on TV, a lot of people understand why you got groups who yell about the police. I've been on the other end of that stick, you know, before. So, you know, I used to come and I would say, people say, oh, he's just trying to be ignorant. He's hard. But if you ain't from my neighborhood, you don't really know what LAPD is capable of. You know, I know what they are, and now America knows. You know what I'm saying? So, it's real sad to see that. Yeah, it's sad, you know, but now they tell me, you know, Ice, you got to play the cop. I'm like, man, I ain't playing the man. Come on, be serious. No. And they like, yeah, and you're going to tie dreadlocks in your head, too. And I understand dreadlocks, but I think that's something that you earn. You don't wake up in the morning with 5 pounds of stuff all in your head, right? Yeah. So I'm like, I mean, I want to act. I mean, what else? Do I got to own slaves too? You know, I mean,
it was hard for you to get this far, you know. And we want you to learn to crochet too if you want to act.
Yeah. So you know, but a lot of people came to me and they said, Ice, don't pass up this opportunity. You know, a lot of people want to act, and you're lucky you got the chance. Don't hold your ideals so high that you play yourself. You know, just go ahead and do this film, and people will know you ain't the cops. 5 minutes into the movie, you don't think I'm... It's kind of like, you know, like when you watch Die Hard, you don't look at Bruce Willis as the police, you know. And they said in Hollywood, if you're a cop, they give you the right to run down a middle of the street with a gun, you know. So I played the man, you know, but I ain't...
Are you the kind of cop that you would want to be if you were a cop in real life?
The kind of cop I am in this movie, I ain't never met in my life, you know what I'm saying? I'm compassionate, and I understand why this is going on. I mean, I play real close to Wesley Snipes, who plays the bad guy.
Yeah.
And the main thing is to show you that two people could be so much alike, but just with a little twist to the left or the right, they can turn out to be bad and good, or stuff like that. But it was an interesting thing, experience. My acting lady, she said, "Well, this is what we consider a stretch." Said if you can play a cop, you can play anything. So now I'm looking for a western or something.
I think John has a clip queued up. Can we see Ice's clip from New Jack?
It's an hour show. No, that was me playing John Bon Jovi.
That was a stretch,
That was
man.
me playing John Bon Jovi, y'all.
That was a stretch.
Y'all like that?
What kind of kid was Ice-T growing up?
Well, I was born in Newark, New Jersey. I came out here to L.A. after my parents passed away to move in with an aunt. So I was like pretty much, in a nice little controlled environment. She had these new things out here called rules and regulations. I didn't understand them,
Yeah.
So I was cool with that. I got bused to a nice junior high school, Palms. And then I went to Crenshaw High School, and that's where I got introduced to the gang thing, and I just did it all. I scrambled. I was out in the streets hustling and stuff. And then to be sitting here on Arsenio, that's why you see such an allegiance to the streets with Ice-T's music, because, I'm still part of that. You know what I'm saying? I can never, money and all that, but I still keep my homeboys with me and stuff. I got a lot of love for the people out there on the street. One as lucky as me. I had a movie called Breaking where the producers came and tried to ask me to do it. How many kids got a movie even to come and get them out of that stuff? It's just a real sad situation. So all I can do is all the game that I learned in life, I try to relate that back to them through my music. You know what I'm saying? People come off, oh, you should do this. I'm doing what I can do. That's more than a lot of people,
This is an obscure question because I'm kind of a fan of your work from way back. You always wore your piece.
I was coming from, a hard angle. You know what I'm saying? I wanted you to look at that gun and not like it. The same way you look at a kid with a jerry curl or because his pants are sagging. Say, I don't like him. I don't like him. I wanted that same kind of that stereotype to come with me. And then I wanted to show you that intellectually I was totally a different person. But now I think people understand Ice-T, and I don't need to wear that gun. There's a gun hanging around my neck, whether it's visual or not. I got a gun around my neck. So.
With that kind of marketing communications, putting a gun on your neck and not wanting to be liked, did your people ever say to you, well, I don't know if we're going to sell many albums if they don't like you, Mr. T?
Warner Brothers, right?
Yeah,
No, they were scared of me too, They were like, well, we don't really want to tell him anything because we didn't know who we were signing, and after we made the record, sounds like he'll come up here and hold the record company hostage or something. So they never really messed with me. And then my first album sold. We sold 400,000 copies. Now it's gone gold, and they they got an attitude at the record labels. If it ain't broke, don't fix it. And they say, well, look, we ain't messing with him. We see this man has a lot of integrity. So they're very careful about trying to even come to me with the smallest idea.
They're ready to buy you a scud for your neck.
They're like, whatever.
Let's just get on the bandwagon.
Yeah.
You're going to do a song that you've already pre-taped for the Party Machine to air soon.
Right.
And this song is in the movie soundtrack?
Yeah, well, this song is called New Jack Hustler. Now, this song is written from the perspective of the gangster, not the person I play in the movie, But I wanted to play the gangster so bad in the movie. I said, well, if I'm going to make my record, I get to play the gangster in my record. You know what I'm saying? Because I always rooted for the bad guys. I can't help it, Never liked John Wayne. Always rooted for the Indians. That's just Ice-T, So, it's the perspective, the lyrics in this record are the perspectives of the gangster on the street. And it's like, me opening his mind to everybody out there to hear what he thinks money is.
Check your listings, too, by the way. When he comes on the Party Machine, you have to see the performance, but more importantly, you have to see what he does to the silhouette girl. It's a frightening moment in television. This is Ice-T. He'll be back to perform. in a moment.
Go, go, go! Fanarchy takes control! Vote while there's still time! My VH1 Music Awards live this Sunday at 9/8 Central, only on VH1.
Pooh.
Stumbled.
Stumbled.
What's she doing?
She's reading.
By herself?
The jet will
Zip.
With a LeapPad learning system from Leapfrog, kids don't just learn to read, they